When did you first realize your child was different? For me, it happened in one moment I'll never forget. My name is Melissa Carter, and I remember the exact moment I realized my son, Evan, was different. Not different in a bad way, just different in a way the world doesn't always understand. It happened on a spring afternoon when he was 5. We were at a birthday party for one of his preschool classmates. All the kids were running around, laughing, popping balloons. But Evan sat on the edge of the yard, hands over his ears, eyes fixed on a single butterfly fluttering near the fence. At first, I thought he was just shy. I knelt beside him and said softly, "You can go play, sweetheart." He looked at me, eyes wide and serious, and whispered, "Mom, it's too loud." But the butterfly's not scared. Why? That one question changed everything. I started to notice the little things after that, how he'd line up his toys perfectly before bed, how certain textures made him flinch, how he could remember the exact date he first saw a double rainbow. Other parents would shrug and say, "Kids are quirky," but something inside me knew this was more than a phase. At a parent-teacher conference, his preschool teacher mentioned Evan rarely joined group games, but could recite entire books word for word. She said it gently, but I heard the worry in her tone. That night, after Evan fell asleep, I sat on the couch and cried, not out of fear, but because I realized I didn't know how to reach into his world. We met with a specialist a few months later. After a long session filled with quiet observations and questions, she said, "Evan shows signs of being on the autism spectrum." I remember nodding, heart pounding, trying to absorb what that meant. At first, I was scared not of him, but of how people might treat him. I wanted to protect that gentle heart, the one that saw beauty in things most people ignored. But as time passed, I realized Evan didn't need to be fixed. He needed to be understood. He taught me patience. He taught me to slow down and see the world differently, to notice how the sunlight hits the kitchen tiles at 3:12 p.m., or how rain sounds different depending on the season. The world can be loud and overwhelming for him, but he finds calm in the smallest details. The boy who once hid from the noise now paints in colors I never noticed before. His art teacher says his perspective is like seeing emotion through light. Now, when people ask about my son, I smile and say, he experiences life differently, and that's his superpower. That moment with the butterfly? I replay it often. Because that's when I realized Evan wasn't struggling to fit into the world. The world just needed to make space for him. And I will spend my life making sure it does. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.